how the fuck are you magnificently monotone malignant millennials? Galactic criminal here. I think I alliterated. I haven't checked out a fucking short film in a while. This one sort of caught my eye, had an interesting plot synopsis, and the description says, as long as anyone can remember, the coming of the Undertaker has meant the coming of death. Until one day, the grim promise fails, and tension builds as the God-fearing townsfolk of Backwater wait for someone to die. I like it. Says here it was uploaded roughly 7 years ago, so it's a little bit old, but I do not care. Animation has a way of standing the test of time. So we're gonna go ahead and check this motherfucker out. If you're in for the long haul, that's great. If you're not, that's fine too. Just so you know, as always, I tend to talk during these things, so if you're not a fan of that, you can go ahead and fuck off right now. The Backwater Gospel with a 1, 2. All right. Oh! You did! Cool art style.
The shadow of the Undertaker creeps across your floor. Go lock up all your children and paint blood upon your door. These hills are filled with whispers of a man all dressed in black. At the toll of death's knell, he climbs from hell to drag some poor soul back.
Submit to the Lord!
No!
Why don't you try it?
One bad apple, people. That's all it takes. One bad apple, and the whole barrel is spoiled. Do you want to save that barrel?
No!
Throw out that apple. Cast it away. But if you fail to destroy that apple, who will carry the blame? It is said that in the city of Shechem, every man was punished for the sins of one man. And the punishment was death.
Death!
The Undertaker's coming.
Who's he coming for?
Well, it ain't gonna be me.
Children! Stay with me! Do not abandon me, children! Don't go!
Sorry, Father.
No!
That old Bible speaks of angels doing service unto the Lord. The Undertaker knows no master. He drinks from any cup poured. Just as banshees wail their warnings that someone that same day will die. The Undertaker, he states that the same, and I'll be goddamned if he tells a lie.
Said in the description you can download the song too. Apparently.
Who's he coming for?
Not me, Lord.
Lord, have mercy.
I'd get drunk too.
I'll step towards you, and I myself
Don't look back. Lord, call us, guide us, Lord. Help us, lead us in our resistance.
Lord, call upon us, guide us, call upon us, guide us.
Yes, Father.
The Lord is testing us, people. For 7 days, we have been tormented because that son of perdition refuses to fear the Lord. How long must we suffer from his wicked ways? The Lord wants us to destroy the bad apple, and with his sword in my hand, I say, the blasphemer shall be stoned! Let he who is without sin cast the first stone.
But I liked him. They are all the blasphemers. You will all die.
God, no.
Well, it ain't gonna be me!
Father, you have brought this upon us!
Oh! Holy fuck. That took a turn.
The Undertaker raises no hand, but I'll fear him just the same. presence foretells both blood and death, yet he shoulders not the blame. Like the shadow of the vulture, circling blackly overhead.
Wow. I mean, like, what did that mean? Honestly, that was cooler than fuck. The more I think about what happened here, the more I am confused. I mean, at first it was just like, okay, there's just the peace-loving guy who doesn't want to go to church, you know, who doesn't believe in God or whatever. He didn't really say that. He's just sitting there fucking around, just being a nice guy. Maybe he's homeless or something, and they're all supposed to be like the more productive members of society. That's why he had more color than they did. He like was more creative, and they just kind of followed suit. It feels like there's so many underlying meanings, even overlying meanings to this thing, and it's a lot to wrap your head around. I kind of feel, I guess maybe just in my perspective, and it is subjective because it is art, that that's the case, is that it was like the outsider, the person who's a little more maybe creative and just doesn't follow the mainstream, doesn't just follow the fucking crowd. That people chastise somebody for being like that or being different in general. So they just say, like, you know, chastise them, cast out the person who's different. So that makes them the shitty person. That's how I kind of feel. Then obviously there was a religious overtone to that, to this whole thing being, you know, like God and death and the Undertaker and the church and shit like that. So is it having to do with people outside of religion and for the same reason, just chastising them for not believing in the Jeebas? I don't know. I will say though, for the amount of time that they had for this short film, they did quite a bit. There was some fun music in there. The animation style was fucking so cool. It was like an animated version of like Sin City, the whole black and white comic book vibe at the same time. It almost looked like the art style from the band The Gorillaz, the fucking square noses and shit. Onto, I believe, very simple but also very impactful characterizations in this thing, man. The good guy is quickly and very easily the good guy. He's got the color, he's playing the music, just having a jolly old time. Everybody else is just gray and just dim. And you get like the fucking, you know, the priest and his son kind of being the villain types. I felt it was very easy for myself personally to attach myself to a character very quickly, which for all intents and purposes is kind of the end goal. I have to assume when it comes to a short film is to get somebody attached to the characters very, very quickly so that the storytelling can proceed. So then on to the storytelling. Really, really fucking cool. Just surface level on its own. This Undertaker just randomly shows up into town, and when he does, somebody happens to die. And then when he does, the one day, just nothing happens, and people's paranoia gets the worst of them. You know, so that kind of like layers into the other ideas that I was having about what exactly was going on here. It's just fucking with my brain, and now I think that's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic for a short film in this short amount of time to not only pull me in completely, get me attached to a character, but also have me thinking afterward. Honestly, I'm going to be thinking about this thing for days. Probably I'm going to have to see it again and tell some other people about it to see what they think. Hey, wait a minute. I already just did. Overall, this thing was absolutely fantastic, but I gotta say my absolute favorite part, and it maybe make me sound like a fucking sadist or some shit, but when this thing just turned on its head, the animation style went to that like silhouette, everything's going really fast, it's just a mesh of fucking bodies, and fucking shit getting ripped in half, heads getting cut off, the hole blown in their head. It was very, very impactful, and it also felt very, very purposeful. And just like the way their eyes and their face changed, and the light that came out of their mouth and their eyes just, that was so fucking cool. So yeah, clearly I thought this was phenomenal. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. Maybe give me some ideas as to what you thought was happening in the story here. Of course, there will be a link in the description for this video, so you can go ahead and watch it for yourself. Full screen, full audio, and get full experience. And as always, have yourself a fantastic evening.